I'm going to make a guide to get stronger in Caravan Stories, and the order is not necessarily by a certain topic, but what's easier for me to do. So that's going to be the order. Make sure you get your daily anima. That always shows up here. I'm just going to grab a couple people. You get 10, one for each character. Anima is important for ranking up your characters. And if you get wind guard to a certain point, you can actually glitch it so that it refreshes. See, all the characters just changed. Anyway, the other thing you need to rank up your characters, or evolve them, is for lower levels you need, so for example for Veronica, you have elemental gems, and then you need their anima as well, and gold. So those are the main things you're going to need for 1 star through 5 star. And then once you get to 6 star, you have 2 more pieces that you're going to need. The purple crystal here and the thing with the shield, I'll show you where to get those. There's a little shop that's kind of difficult to find sometimes, especially if you're new, you might not know to look here. And you can use all your points. I'll show you how to get the points later, but this refreshes every day, and you can get a bunch of anima, and I always get these Spira fragments. The price doubles every time you buy one, but the price goes back down every day as well. So I'm just going to go through and do this really quick. Okay, almost there. So yeah, this is kind of like my daily pattern. If there's if you're about to get a 6 star, definitely get 2. So now I'm gonna evolve Emily. Oh, I needed 1 more. So it'll bring you back to that shop thing, and the first one was 100, so now it's 200. So now I can finally evolve her. Always evolve people first and then level break them, because you're going to get a huge BP bonus just from the beginning, just from evolving them, and then you're going to have room to further evolve them after that. So boom, that's actually my first 6 star DPS character. Look at that, 2,400 more BP, so that is awesome. So now I'm going to show, wow, map. How did I get, oh, there's the map. Okay, so as you progress, you're going to want to do things called corruptors. And there's 3 in this area, Grief Swamp. I'm going to show you how to do those. Should go really fast, like 30 seconds or something. Somebody's already there. Well, let's join. See if I can join. The person I have is, as lead character, is a fortune character, and that lets me get double the corruptor hearts whenever the battle finishes. I'll show you where to use those in a second. Oh yeah, they barely started. So I just like to group them and then guess the avatar, debuffs them, and then Emily just wails on them. So they go pretty quick. The harder the Corruptor is, the more Corruptor hearts they'll give you. So let's see here. Oh, all right. See, so since I had a fortune bonus, I got 2 extra lumps of chaos. All right. So now I'm going to show you where to use those. To use the lumps of chaos, you go to Port of Nero, and there's a Peddler there that refreshes every day as well, that you can buy lots of good items. All Peddlers refresh every day or after an update. So after an update, you know, the update might end at like 11 o'clock, and you will have an hour or two to take advantage of the Peddlers. So, in this Dark Peddler, you always have 2 anima, a race anima, a random elemental gem, a rune, or something for the star things, caravan material, and silver hammers. I think the best value stuff here is the silver hammers. I did the math once, and the best value is the main one. That's what I think. I did the math once, and it was like 300,000 gold. So okay. If you buy all the weapons from the shops, they cost a few thousand to buy. If you keep fusing them, it takes about 300,000 to make a 4-star weapon, and about 15 million to make a 5-star weapon that way. So it's not worth it to make a 5-star weapon through buying weapons and fusing them. There's a daily shop that you should know about. Sometimes 5-star weapons will happen here. They'll show up for either 1 million gold or 30,000 crystals. I think that's a great buy. Like, no matter when it is, get it. So try and save up so that you have enough gold and crystals to do that. Then, sometimes also events have elemental crystals that you can pick up. Also, I definitely don't recommend fusing the crystals unless you absolutely need them. You know, so if you have a bunch of these, don't necessarily fuse them, and if you have a bunch of these, don't just fuse them. They don't take up inventory space. Oh, and these are to evolve beasts right here, or monsters, and these are to evolve your characters. The monster ones have horns, and they're beast gems. Okay. If you run out of gems, you can go to the shops. Yeah, and so guild points you get a lot by having friends, inviting people, and then helping them out with their upgrades and stuff. And sometimes, like, fighting raid bosses and stuff will give you some. Raids, I'd encourage you to do them every single day. Like, I know as a new player, it's hard to find them. For example, you can find them right here. And you're going to have a whole bunch of question marks. But if there's ever one you don't have as a question mark, they're great to do. You just have to participate, and you get a bunch of points, and they'll help make sure that you have enough elemental gems to upgrade later. Okay, back to the store. Then there's trial points. Those are for books. And Griffin points. Those are for upgrading your formation. I don't think your formation is a huge thing to worry about, especially at the beginning or even mid-game. It's more of an end-game thing where it really helps. Coliseum. You have to participate in the Coliseum. You'll get runes for upgrading your weapons. I'll show you how to upgrade your weapons a little bit later. Awaken runes, they're from doing duels. Also for upgrading your weapons. Again, I'll show you how to do them later. And Ravaged Battlefield. This is for unlocking support equipment, which I will also do. You find most of these all right here. Griffin Tower, Hero's Trial again, and Ravaged Battlefield. Oop. If you don't have time, all you have to do for the Ravaged Battlefield is enter into it and choose the hardest one you can enter into. So this guy will take you to the locations wherever they are. So depending on the difficulty of the Ravaged Battlefield you enter, you'll actually get a little bit more or a little bit less points. And if you have a little extra time, you can run through and collect elemental gems. You can get like 2 for each element, just entering in, or 1.5 or something. So if I went in on hardcore, entered match, obviously you want to do this with a team or a guild, a whole guild. Try and fill up all 20 slots because there's 20 people who can enter in at these at once. And you'll go towards the end. There's 3 directions here for this particular one, and you're going to want to skip all the enemies because they give decent experience in this area, but and items, I believe. And I don't pick these items up unless they look like glass, because the ones that look like glass are the elemental orbs, elemental gems that are used for upgrading. And so behind each mini boss is a bunch of chests. Basically, there's I don't know, like 7 or 8 or something mini bosses and one big boss. They all have chest rooms behind them, which give caravan material and elemental gems. So if you do the extreme one and you have a guild that you're doing it with, you can actually get like 5 of each element, which is really helpful. So yeah. So what else do we have here? We have, we did Corruptors, Ravaged Battlefield, Hero's Trial. Yeah, participate in those. Skills are pretty helpful. Gold Dungeon, absolutely do that every day. I usually go to this one. It won't take you to it automatically. But also do the Gold Dungeons with a Fortune character. Now, what do I mean by Fortune character? Just like Corruptor Hearts, you can go to Ability. See, this is a Money Luck. Gives you 10% gold. You can just go through and be like, oh, Palian is a Fortune character. So if you have him as a lead in your party, you're going to get more gold. Or Jahala. She'll also give you an extra drop. So you can look through, find a character you like. Molly is another person I use sometimes. Actually, for Gold Dungeon, I use them because there's no time for Rolo to speed up people. So I just use all DPS people for Gold Dungeons. One question I get a lot is, how do you convert the race anima? all you have to do is go to ability. You can click on a character, see how the little square popped up. Boom, the square's there. Now it's not. Square's there. You would press square, and then you can change as many of the anima into the character as you want. So I'm not going to do that right now, but that's how you convert race anima. Another thing you want to do weekly is, where is it? Is recall. This is easy to forget. Oh, it looks like it resets every week. And you basically do 5 battles and then you get 200 points. And then 3 battles and 200 points. Usually I do up to like maybe just up to number 3 here, but number 4, 5 is usually insanely tough for me, so I don't do those. Once you get recall points, I just press triangle there to get to this screen. You can get up to 30 anima for each character. The first 10, you're going to be able to get them for 50 points each. And then once you buy the first 10, you're going to get an option to buy 10 more at 100 points each. And then after you buy 10 more, it goes to 250. Oh, here. Sophia, I bought a bunch for her, and then they just disappear off your list. So this never resets. It hasn't reset in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. I doubt they'll reset this the cost. So I usually wait as an emergency and get these off the recall, to finish the level up. Another thing I want to mention for raid bosses is that the elemental gems you get change depending on the day. So if I did a demon today, I'm going to get a certain color elemental gem. If you don't like the elemental gem, then you're going to want to find elemental bonds. I'd recommend watching the chat because sometimes people post them, and then you can find them. They don't show up on this demon raid tab, so they're really hard to find. Sunday, I don't know if it's just this Sunday or if it's every Sunday, there's a chance that you won't get any elemental gems for defeating a demon. So on those days, I'd recommend only fighting elemental bonds, if at all possible. I want to mention also that there's peddlers. Whenever people say orc peddler or human peddler or dwarf peddler, all the peddlers look like, and then there's also elf peddler. There's no geesey and there's no lizardman peddler. So peddlers all look like old women, old human women. It's not their appearance, but they'll randomly change position every half hour, and their inventory will reset every day. So if you find one in Doga and then you find one in East Doga, if it's the same day, they'll have the same inventory, and if you bought it already, you won't be able to buy any more. So now I'm going to upgrade some weapons. As an example, I have Rasbell here that I wanted to upgrade his weapons. He's only got 4-star weapons, but he has 20% damage resistance, and yeah, not much in his support equipment. So I'm going to heavily upgrade him right now. To upgrade him, what I'd recommend is going in and taking out your runes individually. So for me, I have a pretty good chance of getting it back, but as a beginner, you're going to want to take them out individually if you want to get them back. So the stars, I definitely want to make sure I remove so that I get it back 100%. But this, I'm going to maybe lose one, and I don't really care. So this will guarantee that you get them back always. Let's see. Here's another important one. Oop. Oh my goodness. Okay. And you know what? And just like I did the other ones, that's what you should do to fully un-upgrade them. I'm going to not do it so that I save time. So now I'm going to get his weapons. Okay, so I'd do that for both weapons. I did that for mostly for the first one, and I would do it for the second one as well, so that it says 0 out of 7 in this example. So now what weapons do I want? I'm going to use premium points, and I'm going to go grab his sub-weapon, because sub-weapons are only 2,500 if you go to the sub-weapons. So they're actually cheaper. Rasbell. There's a lot of characters. Oh, there he is. Oh, good. Okay. And I also have a 5-star ticket, so I'm going to get his 5-star weapon. Wait, it should be at the top, I believe, because these are sub-weapons. Okay, well, oh, there it is. Wine glass. Current 0. Okay. So now I'm going to equip Rasbell with those weapons, and I'm going to upgrade them and show you how to upgrade them. Rasbell. Oh my goodness. I'm going to order by name. Oh, he's going to show up at the beginning to make it easier on me. That's why I couldn't find him. Ah, that's ironic. So yeah, I'd recommend taking out the runes before doing this. I'm just not doing it so that I save time for you guys. So whenever I go to upgrade it, what do I want? I want, especially for Rasbell, I'd probably want damage resistance. To know how many points it's going to take, all these 4 right here at the beginning all cost 1 point. The other ones a little bit farther out are going to cost 2 points each, and then these huge stars, which are on 5-star weapons and 6-star weapons, cost 3 points. The awakening cost there. So I don't really have a specific goal, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to his old weapons, and I'll show you why. You don't want to equip them right away. Instead, what you want to go and do is weapon training. Weapon training is I'm not, by the way, I'm not a huge fan of the anima converter. If there's a character that you really want, especially if you have like a, well, sometimes there's something you want there that might not be bad, but usually it gives terrible trades. So I hardly convert anybody. So if I do have any like 1 or 2 stars, usually I just train their weapon right there and then, because it's easy and cheap to do it that way. But I fused a couple 3 stars right before starting this video just so that I'd have something to show. Every time you fuse it, every time you train the weapon, the price goes up, and the chance of it being successful goes down. So yeah, 100, now 300. The chance is going down of success, and this is giving you awakening costs that you can see. Main equipment slot is now going to 10. It doesn't matter what your 3 successful. Cool. Usually I'd keep fusing it until it's about 10%, but of course I'm not going to do that just to save time for you guys and girls. So once it was only about 10% chance of working, then I'd switch over to this other method, which I'm going to use an amulet here and see how there's a lock on it. Boom, you press square, that means it's safe. You click it, make sure there's lock still there. You don't want it to get lost. And the gold items and the 6-star items have a better chance of success rate. So these are where you want to use these amulets, and these are what the amulets are for. I have a lot. So from different events, so I'm just going to use these. It is, if I had more time, I'd definitely, oops. Oh, see, almost, it would be easy to accidentally use the, sorry, I'm trying to focus here. I don't want to lose this item. Well, that's, I guess, good enough. So I'll do it to his other item. And then I'm going to actually put runes in it. But yeah, if you get those 6-star ones, they'll let you get a couple levels higher easily, and then you'll be able to put even more runes and be even stronger. All right, so let's upgrade these. So I've got his main weapon. And now his sub weapon. So each one of these upgrade his skills. If you don't know what skill somebody's supposed to be able to do, or there's a new character that's coming out, you can go to your equipment fusion lab. I'll just show this really quick. I'll be back to that other screen in 1 minute. And you can go to, nope. You can go to fuse a 4-star weapon, and if you go to this, if you go and select a character's weapon, you can do details and look. And so you, additional P attack for flying types, and the total power is down? Huh. That's interesting. But yeah, you can look at anybody's skills, even for people who haven't come out yet. So I don't know exactly who's come out and who hasn't yet. But like these people, I haven't seen this person. But he can do a damage attack on people, and it looks like a shotgun kind of thing. He might be a tank because he adds a defense. Anyway, so yeah, you can do that for main weapons and sub weapons. So anyway, back to Rasbell. Let's upgrade Rasbell. And you can do that same thing for 6-star weapons. Sorry for jumping around. So now I'm going to upgrade Rasbell. I've got 18 points I can use. These runes at the beginning really don't count for much. Really, you're looking for damage resistance for tanks. So I just use 1 point here and 3 points here. I don't really recommend magic defense or, let's see, and then there's physical defense, because those only decrease damage for one type. After you build up these damage resistance, they work, every one that you get is more powerful than the previous one. Whereas these, like magic defense, are more additive, so it doesn't make as big of a difference once you get like 5 runed. So I'm just gonna, it might not be quite optimal, but see, this cost went up to 6. The farther out ones, like this one's gonna cost 50,000. This star alone will take 50,000 to upgrade. So if you're trying to save money, it might not be the best to upgrade those, but it might be better to stay in close, especially since I'm like, oh, I might upgrade Rasbell to 6-star weapons. Because once I get the 6-star weapon, then I could unrune them and unrune them to, upgrade with the 6-star, and then I could put a lot more runes in. Let's see, this one's 4 to get 7%. Sure, I'll buy one. And that will, let's see, but then I'll have 6 left over, so is there anything I can do for 3? Yeah, I don't think I did the best combination, but yeah, ideally you'd look ahead of time and figure out exactly what you wanted, because yeah, I still have 2 points left over. And then I'd also do that to the other one. And then you'd of course fill in these as well. They are a small bonus in defense, and health. They're not huge, but they're helpful. Yeah. So now Rasbell has better abilities. Hooray for, yeah, cool. Yeah, good refresher course. Thank you. So now if you look at his skill is going to be a lot better. See how it's highlighted in gold. And so now, I'm not exactly sure what skills, oh yeah, well definitely, I think magic defense and physical defense probably went up. And this one, he removes 2 buffs at random, which is great. And I think the self-healing lasts longer as well. And yeah, so he's going to be a lot stronger. He's a great face tanker, which is why I enjoy Rasbell. Oh, the last thing, fusing weapons, and oh man, I can't believe I almost forgot this. So as you can add support equipment, Yeah, she's actually got a 6-star in her support equipment. Jeez. To add support equipment to anybody, or let me just add it to Shinra. I know it's going to be really, really cheap, and I do use Shinra. All you have to do is use these, let's see, L3, Ravaged Battlefield things that you get from the Ravaged Battlefield. So what you do is you unlock it, and then you add a weapon. I don't know what it gives, like 1/10 of the weapon's damage. And you know, it's a little bit of a help. It can be helpful. As you go and you unlock more and more, it gets more and more expensive. And then you start using the bigger ones, and then there's, yeah, to get to the end, it's a little bit of a struggle, but the first ones are super cheap. So, as I said before, I value the silver weapons as pretty expensive. 300. I value them at about 300,000 gold. So I don't like to use them in leveling up your equipment or awakening the equipment. Where's my weapon fusion? Well, whatever. So the way I usually treat equipment, I'll go to this screen since it's easier to see. I will fuse all the red hammers, trying to get, if it's a 3-star weapon, I'll use it to upgrade a character's equipment. If I happen to get a silver weapon, then I'll use it as a support equipment. And then whenever instead of using, basically I fuse silver hammers and silver weapons if I have a bunch left over to get gold weapons. I never use them to upgrade the equipment. So that's my opinion on how to, approach those. I've actually never done this, but if you fuse 10 of these, you get a large one, and then you can use those. You can use these stones to upgrade 5-star weapons to get 6-star weapons, I believe. Somebody can definitely correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's like a chance of getting the 6-star one that you want, but I think it's going to be 6-star no matter what. Maybe I'll try it out, and then I'll be done with this video. I don't have these characters, so... Oh, I do want Misakura. So let's see, if you get it successful, how about Sophia? I don't have Sophia's 6-star yet. And if you fail, oh, I have to select the item. Boom. Oh, then you get a random one. It wasn't letting me click it. I was like, oh. Because, yeah, normally whenever you do weapon fusions, you have to choose the second one before it'll even let you fuse. So... let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. So I got his skill, so that'll be helpful for magic users. So yeah. And then I think you can fuse 3 of those 6 stars to get the 6-star that you want. So I think that's how fusion works. At the higher levels, at the lower levels, it's a lot simpler. You just choose the one that you want, and then you choose the one that you don't want. They can be different weapons, and you fuse them just like that. So, all right. There you go. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the confirmation, City Slicka. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was able to help somebody.